This is the news in brief from the United Nations. UN aid agencies insisted on Tuesday that they will continue to support the people of eastern Ukraine, following Russia's decision to recognise the independence of certain areas of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. Condemning the Russian move, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said in a statement that he considered it a violation of the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Ukraine and inconsistent with the UN Charter. From Geneva, the UN humanitarian coordination body OCHA said that there had been reported increases in hostilities in areas controlled by de facto authorities in recent days. Here's OCHA spokesperson Jens Laake.
That is a stark reminder of the reality that children, women and men in eastern Ukraine have faced for the last 8 years. We call on everybody, on all parties, to protect civilians and protect civilian infrastructure in this very volatile situation.
Also on Tuesday, the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, said that it was monitoring the highly unpredictable situation and stood ready to help in case any new humanitarian needs arise. To Madagascar, where the island nation is bracing for its fourth tropical cyclone in a month, prompting UN aid agencies to appeal for $26 million in funding to help the most vulnerable. Heavy rains are forecast along the path of the storm, up to 250 millimetres in the space of 24 hours on the flat and 400 to 500 millimetres at higher altitudes. Although it is the typhoon season in the Indian Ocean, it's rare to see 4 storms hitting the same country in the space of 4 weeks, said Claire Nullis from the World Meteorological Organization, WMO.
We had been concerned yesterday that it might actually strengthen to a strong Category 3 or even 4. That, fortunately, didn't happen. But even so, the winds are going to be very high. There'll be high winds, destructive gusts of between 150 to 200 kilometres an hour. And it's a big storm, so these winds are going to cover a large radius.
The supply of weapons to Myanmar's generals by United Nations member states must stop, a top UN-appointed independent rights expert said on Tuesday. In a report to the Human Rights Council, the UN Special Rapporteur on Myanmar, Tom Andrews, insisted that these arms sourced abroad had been used to attack civilians, alleging that China, Russia and Serbia had supplied the military junta with weapons since generals took power in 2021. Mr. Andrews urged the UN Security Council to pass a resolution to halt the trade. Stopping the junta's atrocity crimes begins with blocking their access to weapons, Mr. Andrews said in a statement, adding that the more the world delays, the more innocent people, including children, will die in Myanmar. Daniel Johnson, UN News. This is the news in brief from the United Nations. Amid rising tensions over the crisis in Ukraine, UN General Assembly President Abdullah Shahid appealed on Wednesday for all countries to prioritise diplomacy. Without naming any specific state ahead of a debate at the New York Assembly, Mr. Shahid urged member states to give priority to diplomacy, good offices and mediation. Let's give peace all the chance it deserves, he said, speaking hours after Secretary-General Antonio Guterres had warned that the entire international system was being tested by the Ukraine crisis. A cutting-edge biomanufacturing hub has been created to help Asian countries produce their own vaccines using the latest mRNA technology to manufacture COVID-19 vaccines. The development, announced by the UN World Health Organization, WHO, and the Republic of Korea, follows the successful establishment of a similar hub in South Africa. The new hub will serve all low- and middle-income countries wishing to produce vaccines, insulin, monoclonal antibodies and cancer treatments. Bangladesh, Indonesia, Pakistan, Serbia and Vietnam are to receive the life-saving technological know-how, WHO said. The UN agency explained that the Korean authorities have said that the hub can use a large biomanufacturing training facility outside Seoul. It will provide technical and hands-on training to meet operational and good manufacturing practice requirements. Parents and pregnant women worldwide are exposed to aggressive marketing for baby formula milk, 2 UN agencies have said in a new report. According to WHO and the UN Children's Fund UNICEF, the $55 billion formula milk industry uses systematic and unethical marketing strategies to influence parents. Formula milk producers also use exploitative practices that compromise child nutrition and violate international commitments, they maintained. In a call for stronger industry regulation to protect children's health, WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said that the new report showed that formula milk marketing remains unacceptably pervasive, misleading and aggressive. The report emphasised that the industry often delivers misleading and scientifically unsubstantiated information to parents and health workers. It also violates international rules on marketing breast milk substitutes to protect mothers from aggressive marketing by the baby food industry. According to WHO, breastfeeding is the best way of providing infants with the nutrients they need for healthy growth and development and can prevent 13% of child deaths. Daniel Johnson, UN News.